You want to reach your goal? How to reach the goal the quickest? Be focused with your energy. Meaning, be focused with the mind. Don't lose the goal from the mind. Whatever you do, from the moment of waking up until the evening, whatever you do, keep the goal in the mind.
Growth happens in silence. In those moments when no one is watching, when it's just you and your thoughts, you meet your real self. No distractions, no applause, no escape, just truth. You have to sit with it. Face everything you've been running from, the mistakes, the fear, the shame. And understand this, shame has buried more dreams than failure ever will. Failure teaches, shame traps. So stop hiding from your past. Look at it directly. Own it fully. Learn from it deeply. Then use it. Because everything you've been through is not just pain. It's material. It's fuel. But only if you're willing to go back and study it.
Masked and disguised in various different ways, but I've been able to pinpoint them throughout the years because some of those monsters grew, got stronger, developed. You're talking about the world of an ego, the idea of who you think you are versus what you are, or the idea of expectations and needs as to what you feel you need and what you have to have. That's a monster that's feeding that, right? That engine of, well, now that I'm making money, this is what I should have, this is how I should look, this is how I'm supposed to be. That's a monster that you're feeding, because ultimately you're buying in to something that you're creating. You're enhancing this world of thought. And it's not till you sit down and you take a breather and you start to really figure out the true definition of happiness for you.
But the loud voices of this world are the 99% who don't understand exactly what you have to do. That's why when I speak and you don't understand me, it's probably a good thing. Because that probably means I'm in an area of life that you're not in, which is fine. That's why I don't judge people. And this guy right here judging that, unless you've been there and done that, and you really can't speak about it unless you're in those situations that are so hard that takes a special human being to get through them.
It's so hard to see the good if you're only seeing the bad. Like, there's so many people that struggle with what their version of success is because they're looking at someone else's. There's so many people that struggle with their world of relationship because they're judging theirs based off of someone else's, right? And when you're constantly in the space of not realizing or noticing your world, your reality, because you're living in what appears to be someone else's.
So the only way I could turn it around was to suffer. I had to build calluses in my brain the same way I built calluses on my hands. So I broke the Guinness Book of World Records for pull-ups a long time ago, but I failed at it twice. And I did 67,000 pull-ups in trying to break this record. So to do 4,030 pull-ups, I had to do 67,000 for training for that.
I didn't grow up in a mom and dad, the dinner every night, the family prayer at the table. I didn't have that. That's not my life. There's other people that do have it. There's some people that just them and their mom, them and their dad. Some people don't have anybody. Whatever that thing is, you don't know who's pulling from what to try to get to where. Like, we have no idea. So if I can now act as an aid that is giving you nothing but verbal warfare attached to truth and authenticity.
You need is structure in your mind, because if your mind is messy, your life will follow. Too many thoughts, too many distractions, too much noise. You can't build discipline in chaos. You need clarity. You need order. Slow your thoughts down. Organize them. Focus only on what actually matters. Because if you don't control your mind, it will control you. And once that happens, you drift. You wake up late, you delay, you quit halfway. Not because you're weak, but because you're unprepared. So prepare, not just your body, your mind. Train it. Push it when it says stop. Move when it says later. Show it that you are in charge. And don't wait for some big goal to appear, because one day opportunity will show up without warning, and if you haven't been working, you won't be ready.
It all starts with who you are. Who you are is more important than what you do. How high you jump, how fast you run, because who you are is your character. And your character is an accumulation of your thoughts, your habits, and your priorities on a day-to-day basis, because those three things determine the choices you make, and the choices you make you who you are. Good guy, bad guy, hardworking, lazy, responsible, irresponsible. And it takes a certain amount of discipline to do what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, the way it's supposed to get done.
You have to learn to cap success. And what I mean by capping success, I believe everybody should live their life. So everything that someone says in life, take it with a grain of salt. Take what they give and don't be like, oh, David Goggins said this or whoever said this. No, do not take what I say and do exactly what I say. So for me, what makes me who I am, because my mission is very different than yours or anybody else's.
There's a person that will listen to this, that will understand it, and that will go, you know what, man? You shouldn't be afraid to be who you are.
You must continue to evolve. And you don't evolve, for me, in my job, unless I cap myself somewhere and say, okay, you made this much money, get back to fucking work. It's time to get back to work. Stop hearing yourself talk, get off the podcast, don't be on social media too much, cut out all the fucking noise, get back to the fucking mental lab, because that's where the knowledge came from. And that's where people start to lose it. Because now, I realize that in that 1 second. I go through all that. I know how it's gonna feel because I failed so many times before. Failure is the ultimate thing, man. I failed so many times before. That's why I don't look at failure anymore as failure. I look at it as my first, second, and third attempt. For me, growing up, I came from a horrible background. I got called nigger every day of my life growing up, living in a small town. The Klan headquarters at that time was about 20 minutes from where I lived. One of the high ups in the KKK, son, sat behind me in 2 classes, so he called me nigger all the time. Got my first car, they spray painted nigger, we're gonna kill you on it. So I was just an insecure, scared kid. And the only way I could find myself was through putting myself through the worst thing possible. It was a choice I made. And the choice I made was, what are you willing to sacrifice and what are you willing to give up to find every bit of who you are as a human being? And I was willing to give everything to do that. And the feeling I had every morning, I looked in the mirror, was horrible. And I didn't want to feel like that anymore. And how I felt was a kid going nowhere, a kid that was scared. And most kids will accept that and look for help. But the best thing that happened to me, no one helped me. No one felt sorry for me. No one looked at me and said, like this day and age, they'll take you in and they'll tell everybody, stop picking on this person. Back then, they didn't care.
Believe. I think you should believe in everything. And of course, the rest, it's the dedication, the hard work. Listen to people who know more than you, who they have more experience than you, and believe in your talents. I think it's the main point.
Wow. And so what I realized is for me to become the man I wanted to become, I saw myself as the weakest person God ever created. But I never blamed God for anything he did to me. So I wanted to change that to be the hardest man ever created. All right, so how are you gonna fucking defeat that, bro? You're sitting there getting beat the fuck down by a motherfucker just on you. Fucking just throwing you down, take down, hitting the face. And all that's going through your mind is what you just fucking said. There's no positivity in that. But when you train the mind the way I train mine, fucking ready, man. I said to myself, no, I'm a dumb motherfucker. Okay, roger that. How you get smarter? Educate yourself. So the things that we run from the truth. We're running from the truth, man. So the only way I became successful was going towards the truth. As painful and as brutal as it is, it changed me. It allowed me to become in my own right, who I am today. And so nothing is easy. Like running is running. It sucks, but you have a choice to make. Do you want to sit down and go back to that guy you once were? No. So this is what it takes. It takes that misunderstanding of people, and they'll never get it because they were never David Goggins. So that is what it takes for me to do what I do. It may take you something differently. But people don't want to go through the process of focus, of teaching yourself how to truly focus. This is where my message gets lost. It gets lost because I may say, MF or F, I may, because that's the passion that comes out of me, because it takes everything for me to learn a sentence. So when I speak about David Goggins, I can't speak about David Goggins in a way that's just calm and cool.
You don't rise to the occasion, you fall to your level of preparation. So work, even when there's nothing forcing you to, even when no one sees you, even when it feels pointless. Because the real reason to get better is you. You are the purpose.